Lucero finding some space inside, getting denied by Funches. And Eder retrieves it for Statham Academy. Isaac Eder to the corner. Galupo with a three. That one splashes in.
Not the textbook release for Galupo there, but it works, most importantly.
25 points separating both teams. And we're not even 2 minutes into the second half. Galupo gets it again. Pushing it forward to De Vita. Finds Eder in the right corner. That one way off. De Vita offensive rebound to Statham. Denied by Toba.
Finally, somebody from MisOr standing their ground against Taylor Statham.
MisOr Mustangs need to stop the bleeding. That's a three. Find anything but the outside.
So, wide open look there for Velasquez. It's a good look by Sombrero, but again, the brand of basketball that the Mustangs are playing right now. One pass, one shot, no second chance opportunities, and then jogging back down on defense.
5 on the floor for Statham Academy. We've got Eder, De Vita, Funches, Statham, and Galupo, who took that corner three and hit it again. Austin Galupo is beginning to catch fire. He's got 11. It's a 28-point lead, and head coach J.R. Kawaling has seen enough.
And we are still live here in Dasmariñas at kanina nga nakausap ko ang head coach ng MisOr Mustang na si Coach J.R. Kawaling, and he even mentioned na dito nga sa ating second half, hindi na nga daw maglalaro si Axel dahil nag-request na nga siyang magpa-sub dahil siya nga daw ay nahihilo. Yun lang muna.
Thank you very much for that report, Sab. A very disappointed J.R. Kawaling, who just lost one of his key cogs in Axel Doromal, who's experiencing some dizziness and lightheadedness. So we're no longer going to see him here in the second half, which explains the presence of a couple of new faces who've checked in. Kevin Velasquez being one of them, saw his first minutes of action just a few moments ago. Tete Teodoro now taking his place on the floor.
Again, it's that fatigue factor that we talked about at the start of our game. MisOr Mustangs just finished their championship run just last night, sorry. And then flew into Manila early this morning, arriving 2 p.m. at the airport and driving straight down here. So the fatigue, the dizziness, the lightheadedness that Doromal is feeling, that's probably from just pure fatigue right now.
And when you go around the Philippines, you see a lot of basketball players, basketball fans who wear those t-shirts that say basketball never stops. And for the MisOr Mustangs, they've taken it a bit too literally as Austin Galupo hits another three-pointer. Seems to be taken over by the shooting skill of an Eric Pietkowski. If you appreciate that deep cut, Devin Funches with the denial there.
Number 52, Eric Pietkowski, the Polish sniper. Austin Galupo doing a great job just finding open gaps in the defense. And his teammates are doing a great job finding him open too.
And that three-pointer from Austin Galupo was brought to you by CORSA motorcycle tires. Dominate the streets. That's our CORSA tires three-point shot of the game. And believe it or not, Eric Pietkowski, still a relevant name in the NBA only because he is still the LA Clippers franchise leader in three-point field goals made.
That's a good stat to know, Stan. We all know the LA Clippers are the second team in LA.
Galupo trying once again. This time doesn't get it to go. Taylor Statham with another basket. He's got 31.
Statham with another rebound and another 2 points. Just racking up the stats here in our game.
Devin Funches retrieves it for Statham Academy. Travis De Vita caught napping for a split second. And this could be the break that the MisOr Mustangs need.
Coach J.R. Kawaling right now understands But he needs to build on something. Imagine coming off a championship last night and coming in today and getting spanked by Statham Academy like this.
It's a tale of 24 hours if there ever was one. Acuna with a hustle. You've got to credit and appreciate that activity. Lucero, relentless on the drive to Toba. Got a smaller defender. De Vita had no chance against Eugene Toba.
And that's one way to stop the transition attack of Statham Academy. Just straight up foul him to stop the ball. The transition defense has been horrible for the MisOr Mustangs. You can't blame fatigue there because it's all effort right here.
And for the MisOr Mustangs, that was a team foul they could afford to let go of since that was only their first, and Taylor Statham hits the deck. Hard foul from Eugene Toba.
Eugene Toba asking for a ward off, and he gets a technical from the referees. We've seen the replay. Statham going strong to the basket. Toba just decking him there. And Toba was asking for that ward off from Statham's left hand. He gets a technical instead.
Taylor Statham at the line here. And if you've been following his game, let's say you're a fan of the regional basketball here in Southeast Asia, then you might be aware that Taylor Statham has actually broken all of Thailand's scoring records in their professional leagues. He once scored 57 points in one game and averaged almost 30, 29.8 to be exact. 29.8 points in one season. And now he's bringing the scoring in bunches and funches for Statham Academy.
All right, he's a bucket. That's all I can say right now about Taylor Statham. He's
Just like that, we just jinxed Taylor Statham at the free throw line.
As we jinx him, but his game is very complete. He can put the ball on the floor in the tap. He can play defense against multiple position guys. He can play against the bigs. He can play against the guards. And he can shoot from the outside as well.
And zooming out, Statham Academy, of course, being founded by that man, Taylor Statham, as you take a look at the frustration that's just evident on everybody's faces with the way that this game has gone for the MisOr Mustangs. Statham Academy is very familiar to some figures in the local basketball scene. In fact, it's trained the likes of the Ahan Misi brothers, Jeric and Maverick, Jeremiah Gray, who's played in the PBA, Joshua Munzon, a top draft pick in the PBA, David Potts, the former Alaska Aces player, and Troy Reich. They've all spent time training with Taylor Statham, who drills another basket.
Taylor Statham well on his way to breaking the scoring record here in Asiabasket. If he plays the rest of the second half, that record should be in trouble.
Nobi Lucero with that bucket on the other end, and Travis De Vita earns himself a couple of freebies. Looking at Taylor Statham's stats right now, he's got 34. I believe the all-time Asiabasket scoring record is in the 50s from when Jalen Robinson set that record in Kuala Lumpur.
I do believe that's Jalen Robinson with 55.
And now let's take a look at that decathlon defensive play of the game. And that defensive play of the game was brought to you by Decathlon. Defense leads to easy offense, and that's what Taylor Statham just showed us right there. Travis De Vita, 2 for 2 at the stripe. He's got 7.
Again, the offense. Look at the offense for the Mustangs. They're just one and done. One guy dribbling the ball too much and looking for a shot before he looks for a pass.
Joshua Webb back in the game here for Statham Academy, and within seconds gets called for a foul. But that's the least of Statham Academy's worries because they're up by 32 here. That's a 3 from Chong. Eugene Toba snags that rebound. He's got a double-double. Acuna sizing up Joshua Webb. Nobi Lucero dubs it to Eugene Toba, who can't finish. Toba once again. That's 14 for Toba.
One of the rare times that the Mustangs actually move the ball around well. Toba misses, but fortunately gets his own miss, puts it back in.
The way that Statham Academy is playing, if you didn't have the lower third telling you the score, you can't tell that they're up by this much.
It hasn't been anything fancy for the Statham Academy. They've gotten stops, gotten out on the fast break, and their shooters have absolutely exploded tonight here in Dasmariñas City.
Nobi Lucero, tricky pass to Toba, who loses it. Taylor Statham picks it up. Gives it to Galupo, sets, squares up, bang! That's 17 for Galupo.
That's 4 threes now for Galupo in this quarter alone. He's waxing hot right now.
And we get another whistle. Another break in the action as we remind everyone that the three-point bug is pretty contagious if you're wearing a Statham Academy jersey. Take a look at Austin Galupo. Stops, pops, gets that three-pointer, and that three-point shot of the game was brought to you by CORSA tires. Dominate the streets.
And that is three-pointer number 13 for Statham Academy. They're shooting 13 out of 24. 54% stand. That is absolutely bananas.
First free throw, no good for Eugene Toba. It seems to be his Achilles heel here in this game.
Taylor Statham ready to go in the fast break right there. Getting a rebound.
Galupo and Statham seemingly fighting over the rebound. I'm just thankful that it's not our job to determine who actually gets credited for that stat. Statham in the paint, tricks Toba, gets another bucket, that's 36.
That's a great fake there by Taylor Statham. Just freezing Eugene Toba in place.
Tete Teodoro thought about it, had the taller De Vita on him. Monteclaro from distance, hits the back of the rim. Galupo with his 7th rebound. Austin Galupo taking it all by himself, he's got 19.
Galupo not sticking to the three-point shot this time. Attacking that poor transition defense by MisOr.
Less than 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter as Statham Academy just continues to beat down on the MisOr Mustangs. Nicky Monteclaro, how deflating is it to get your three-point shot denied like that?
Nicky Monteclaro really has a slower release than most, but the closeout was terrific from Travis De Vita.
Travis De Vita getting some much-needed rest. He's actually a player coach as well. He's one of the fellow mentors in Statham Academy. Ethan Chung's back on the floor, Isaac Etter's back on the floor, Joshua Webb taking a seat as well. First free throw is good for Valacuña. He's got 15.
Probably one of the two bright spots this game for the MisOr Mustangs. Valacuña, points number 16 right there. Him and Eugene Toba, the only two Mustangs who've really displayed any fight in them in this game.
And that free throw rattles in for Acuña. And it's just not been the MisOr Mustangs night. Imagine celebrating a championship win in one tournament one night, and then the next night, showing back up, suiting up, and running into a brick wall.
Must have been a long championship party last night.
Edo Doroteo, no good. He used to make those turnaround jumpers in the first half. Nice pump fake. Chung tricking the defense there. He's got 5.
Patient move there from Chung, using the pump fake to get himself open.
Valacuña again from long range, and he's lost the stroke. Galupo, no good as well. That one was wide open. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. It seems that both teams seem content to just be letting it fly from outside. And if you're a coach and you're going through a game like this, how would you respond to both teams just settling for these outside shots?
Well, Statham Academy has actually earned it by playing so well, especially on the defensive end. And they've done a great job looking for their shooters and hitting those open shots. On the other hand, for MisOr, you know, they're just trying to get by, trying to finish the game, probably get some proper rest after 24 hours of playing straight up.
And there's another look at Ethan Chung. The CORSA Tires move of the game brought to you by CORSA Motorcycle Tires. Dominate the streets. First free throw is good for Edok Doroteo. Well-traveled veteran. He's played in the MPBL, the ABL. He's played in Malaysia, in the PBA D-League, the Vismin Super Cup, which we just mentioned, and Asiabasket. He was actually in Kuala Lumpur as a member of the BGC Builders back in October of 2022 during the first Invitational in KL.
And for the viewers at home, these guys are awesome.
Devin Funches, sorry to cut you off right there, but Funches just wanted to inject some life into this arena with that jam.
Devin Funches cutting me off, but rightfully so. What a jam by the Mr. Funches.
Tete Teodoro can't answer back with a three. Offensive rebound. Almost taken away. Bril Mecca with the hustle there. Monteclaro to Chodoro for three. Another offensive rebound. Elbow jumper, no good for Bril Mecca. Tries again, gets the end one, and a trip to the line. One of the few good things that's actually happened to the MisOr Mustangs in the third quarter.
And I was about to say before Mr. Funches punished the rim earlier, the MisOr Mustangs are missing a couple of depth pieces, namely Jason Ballesteros and RV Bringas. Two guys who could have factored here in the front line and maybe help slow down Taylor Statham and Devin Funches.
5 points now for Bril Mecca. Also returning to Asiabasket action as Isaac Eder gets that floater and the end one opportunity.
Stan, I gotta ask, is this the first time in Asiabasket history that we've hit 100 points just in the third quarter?
I haven't called enough Asiabasket games firsthand to know, so that's something we're gonna have to check with our statisticians. But it's quite the stat to already have reached the century point mark before the third quarter even sounded off.
It's game saved for like the NBA. The scoring has been very torrid for Statham Academy.
And that pass deflected by Devin Funches, who's listed as a forward but is the de facto big man here for Statham Academy.
No, his game reminds me a lot like of the Tyson Chandler type of bigs who can run the floor, jump out of the gym, and defend the rim.
Tete Teodoro from outside, way off. Shot clock's been turned off. Galupo getting fancy. Here's Eder, another jumper, that's good. It's a 39-point lead as we get down to the end of the third quarter. Tete Teodoro's no good. Isaac Eder still got time. He pulls up. That's gonna count. Doesn't go in. And at the end of the third, Statham Academy 104, the MisOr Mustangs 65. And as we head into the fourth quarter, can the MisOr Mustangs find it in themselves to at least decrease this deficit? That's what we're gonna try to ask them as we take a look at the highlights from that third quarter.
A lot of open three-point shots for Statham Academy in that quarter, led by Austin Galupo, who at least had 4 makes in that quarter alone. And Statham Academy blowing this game wide open. If the result was already not still in doubt by halftime, Statham Academy closing the book early on the MisOr Mustangs.
And after a quick adjustment to the score, it seems that one of the jumpers from the Statham Academy side has been deemed a 2-pointer instead of a 3-pointer. And so the score right now, according to our scoreboard, is 103 for Statham Academy and 65 for the MisOr Mustangs. Fourth quarter of action now underway here in the Dasmariñas Arena as Eugene Toba gets some freedom to bank that in.
That's actually a good sign for the MisOr Mustangs. Good execution, finding Toba on the baseline for the open shot.
Travis De Vita pulling up there from the free throw line, and Funches just deflects that one. Eugene Toba with a steal here for the MisOr Mustangs, and you can sense a desperation for them to actually just try to bridge the gap as much as they can. Turnover right there for the MisOr Mustangs.
Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, and that's what's happening to the MisOr Mustangs. They probably came into the game very confident after winning the championship, but they ran into the wrecking ball that was Taylor Statham and the rest of Statham Academy.
De Vita's three no good. Isaac Eder with the offensive rebound. Statham from the outside. And it seems that Taylor Statham is human after all.
He's played a lot of minutes here, Stan, and it's only the first game of our tournament. So if it's any indication, he's going to be on the floor almost every time.
Three-pointer there from Nicky Monteclaro is no good. Eugene Toba securing the second chance. Lazaro checking in for the first time here in the game. That's going to count for Brian Mecca.
And that's the ball movement that's been missing the whole game for the MisOr Mustangs. Multiple attempts going to the rim, kickouts, and again, downhill attacks, finding the open teammate.
Brian Mecca, who graduated from Arellano University and hails from Danau City, Cebu. Played with Gio Halalon, who's one of the more well-known local basketball stars. Also learned from another all-time great in Jerry Codiniera during his time in Arellano.
That's quite the Arellano team. I remember watching that team. Gio Halalon, Donald Gumaru, Brian Mecca, a bunch of other guys. One of the rare Final Four teams for Arellano.
Eugene Toba drawing that double. Travis De Vita was getting really frisky in there.
And has there ever been a foul that a player will admit to? They're always shocked when they get called for a reach-in.
14 on the shot clock here for the MisOr Mustangs. Monteclaro was trying to find an opening, gets it, and drills that three.
Finding the rhythm probably late, too late, are the Mustangs there.
Isaac Eder no good with the answer. Toba with another board. Nicky Monteclaro trying again, no. Statham with his 19th rebound.
Is it too late to draft him in the fantasy draft?
Taylor Statham really frustrated he couldn't add to his point total. He's got 36. The all-time Asiabasket record is 55. On the other end, great interception by MisOr preventing that Jason Webb outlet. Eugene Toba inside. He's got some room. Couldn't find the touch though.
Toba's working very hard just to get his points. It's been a tough night, not just for him, but for the rest of his teammates here in the opening day of the Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championships.
Tough night at the office here for the MisOr Mustangs. And just to remind everyone about our tournament format, we've got 10 teams participating here in Dasmariñas as Taylor Statham continues to get the offensive rebounds. And they're going to be playing each other in a single round robin format. So the good thing is for the MisOr Mustangs, they're not going to see Statham Academy again unless they meet again in the finals. After this, the top 4 from each group will advance to the quarterfinals. It's going to be the first seed of Group A versus the 4th seed of Group B, the 2 seed of Group A versus the 3 seed of Group B, and then vice versa. And then the winners will advance to the semifinals. You'll have the battle for 3rd and the championship on November 11 after these knockout rounds as Taylor Statham hits another basket for Statham Academy. He's got 38. Meanwhile, Eugene Toba brings his point total to 20.
It looks like the scoring record for Asiabasket will remain safe in the hands. As you see, Statham again scoring. He's gassed.
Fast break here for Brian Mecca. He's got 9. Taylor Statham pretty upset with the no call there, but he's actually got 40 points. Isaac Eder just playing with the defense right there. They're gonna rule that as a kickball, but it's gonna stay with the MisOr Mustangs with 18 seconds on the shot clock.
Taylor Statham checks out probably for the last time in our game. What game so far? He's got 40 points.
40 points for Taylor Statham. But before that, we're gonna bring you the CORSA 3-point shot of the game, Nicky Monteclaro. And that 3-point shot of the game was brought to you by CORSA Motorcycles. Dominate the streets. Welcome back to the Taylor Statham Show. He's got 40 points and 23 rebounds, but he's now on the bench, presumably no longer checking back in. Statham Academy up 29 with 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in regulation.
Unless something historic happens here, Taylor Statham doesn't need to get on the floor again. It's a good chance to see his other teammates perform well.
Austin Galupo securing his own double-double. Good steal there from the MisOr Mustangs. Now just trying to lower the deficit as much as they can because the quotient rules do take effect here in this tournament. So we're following FIBA rules, so the point differentials matter regardless of how one-sided the matchup is, as Travis DeVita hits a 3-pointer to bring himself to double digits.
Another 3-point shot for Statham Academy. They're doing a great job getting out transition, just finding those shooters on the wings.
So that's 4 Statham Academy team members in double digits: DeVita, Eder, Galupo, and Statham. Eder no good on that 3. Lazaro luckily was right there, able to catch that errant pass that was intended for Eugene Toba. And that's going to send him to the line. There's Austin Galupo, a bit red from the fatigue, all the running, all the shooting. He's worked himself into quite a workout, or quite a sweat. 19 points and 10 rebounds for Austin Galupo.
Austin Galupo has gone from just 100 to 100 the whole game. He's been non-stop every time he's on the floor, getting rebounds and pulling up from almost half court once. He's just having fun up there.
And at the line here is Joshua Lazaro, not to be confused with the Ateneo Blue Eagle. Different players. Brian Mecca taking a seat now. In the game is Kevin Velasquez, who came from the University of Perpetual Help System, Dalta. Meanwhile, Galupo with another 3. That was stone cold, Austin.
Galupo with the step back and the stare down after that make.
Galupo with another rebound, and he's running. Gives DeVita the rock. DeVita short, gets his own miss and lays it out. Just when you thought that the beatdown could mercifully end from the hands of Statham Academy, they've got more 3-point bombs. Galupo now testing his range. Monteclaro drills that one. And you could tell he needed that bucket.
He's been looking for that shot the whole night, Stan. Nicky Monteclaro is a known scorer and a known shooter. And he's been part of the Asiabasket tours, not only here in the Philippines, but also in Malaysia. And we know what he can do on the floor.
Alley-oop! Devin Funches give the assist to Isaac Eder. Devin Funches wants to wake this place up.
Devin Funches proving that the fun comes in bunches. The second dunk for him.
Nicky Monteclaro answering back with his own three-pointer. You could just ignore the score at the bottom and just enjoy the action right here as Ethan Chung misses that layup. And Mecca just throws that one away. And just like that, we were proven wrong, Coach Mark. Taylor Statham has checked back in. Let's take a look at that alley-oop once again. Isaac Eder serving it up. Room service fashion to Devin Funches.
Mr. Funches giving the rim the hurt business again.
Taylor Statham pulling up. Gets his own miss. That's a 24th rebound for Taylor Statham.
Statham looks like he wants a 50-piece tonight.
Eugene Toba inside. Gets another trip to the charity stripe. And the MisOr Mustangs shooting 19 for 29 here at the free throw line. And with a lopsided game like this, every point would have mattered for a team like the MisOr Mustangs as Eugene Toba goes 1 for 2. That last call needed no explanation. We're under the 2-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Eugene Toba against Taylor Statham. And Eugene Toba won that battle because Taylor Statham is a bit tired here, but still relentless on the scoring, or at least the attempts to score.
Statham really pushing, trying to get 50 at least. Monteclaro another 3.
That's the fourth three-pointer for Nicky Monteclaro, who has come alive in the fourth. And if you're head coach J.R. Kawaling, you might be asking yourself, why didn't this come much sooner?
Coach J.R. Kawaling is asking himself a lot of questions, Stan. And it's going to be a long tournament if they keep playing like this.
Taylor Statham way off. And the fatigue has really set in for Mr. Statham. Meanwhile, Nicky Monteclaro finds his spot on the corner. De Vita snatching that rebound. With one more assist, De Vita almost alley-ooped it to Devin Funches. De Vita 1 assist shy of a double-double as Brian Mecca draws the foul. Goes to the free throw line. Under a minute left here in regulation.
Oh my goodness, if Devin Funches finished that, he would have blown the roof off our beautiful venue.
First free throw, no good for the Danao City native in Brian Mecca. Gets that one to go. 23 points separating both teams. About 43 seconds remaining here in regulation. Taylor Statham stops, pops, no good. Hits the floor. Brian Mecca with the reverse layup. That could very well be the final basket of the game for the MisOr Mustangs. And what can you take away from this experience if you're Coach J.R. Kawaling?
First and foremost, these guys are going to need a long night's rest just to recover from all the basketball they played in the past 24 hours. Probably try to delete this memory from their heads and move on to the next game.
One thing's for sure, this experience will not be obsolete for the MisOr Mustangs as De Vita hangs on to it and lets the time run out. And This Statham Academy exhibition, if you'd like to call it that, finally ends with a final score of 117 to 96. Taylor Statham with a 40-point performance to go with 24 rebounds and 6 assists. Probably one of the more impressive debuts in our league. 15 points away from Jalen Robinson's all-time Asiabasket scoring record, but 40 points in a single game is nothing to sneeze at regardless of the level at which you're playing.
And it's how they did it, especially at the start of the game. Taylor Statham really leading by example, bringing his A-plus game early in our first quarter and really setting the tempo and the setup for the whole game.
You've also got 4 other members of Statham Academy in double digits. Galupo with 22, Eder with 20, Devita and Funches with 10 each. That's 5 out of the 9 Statham Academy players with 10 points or more.
And that's going to be the recipe for success for Statham Academy for the rest of our tournament. Taylor Statham's gonna have to lead them in scoring, and a lot of guys have to back him up and support him.
And Taylor Statham, Mr. Do-It-All, is officially our best player of the game. And let's see if he has some extra energy to get through an interview with Sabrina San Diego. Sab?
Best player of the game, we have Taylor Statham, of course, of Statham Academy. So congratulations on your first win. It's like jet lag never really happened. You had insane points.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, with all these amazing fans here, with my family here, you know, I didn't even think about being tired. My baby girl's been sick since we landed like 3 days ago, so I've gotten no sleep. My little 3-year-old's running around, but man, they had an amazing time watching me, watching our team play, and you know, we have so many kids back home and families supporting us that, you know, tired is never, ever a problem. There's always more energy to find.
So right now, how would you describe the importance or significance of this first win to you and the rest of the team?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just really sets the tone for the tournament. I'm really proud of our guys. We have 5 rookies coming straight from college, and then obviously Devin coming from the NFL. So this is huge for them. I'm so happy for them. They played amazing with so much energy defensively, rebounding, getting out in transition, getting easy shots. And if we keep playing like that and building, you know, sky's the limit for these guys.
Why don't you greet your fans again? Greetings or shout-outs?
Man, shout out to all the fans. Thank you so much, Dasmariñas, for putting this on. Thank you to all the officials, Jai Reyes. Thank you to you guys. This is an amazing world-class event. I played all over the world, and there's no fans like there are in the Philippines, man.
All right, there you have it, our best player of the game. Now back to the panel.
Thank you very much, Sab. And Taylor Statham, our best player of the game, is brought to you by CORSA motorcycle tires. Dominate the streets. Statham Academy with a dominant performance there against the MisOr Mustangs, 117 to 96. Coming up next, our main event, it's the Benilde Blazers taking on the hometown team, the Dasmariñas Monarchs. This is our presentation of the 2023 CORSA Tires Asiabasket Dasmariñas Championship. We'll see you for Game 4 in a couple of moments. Maraming salamat po.